Okay, real quick, want to address this whole issue in the news and the media between Donald Trump and the media of him making statements such as the press is not his enemy, but it is the enemy of the people. And it's crazy how people, what makes Donald Trump effective is because he speaks in metaphors and uses analogies that common people say, I understand that. But for whatever reason, when you hear it regurgitated from the media, it's a totally different interpretation. They're putting a spin on it as if he is telling everybody to do away with the media, or to suggest that he's on the path to becoming a dictator by shutting down the media or all of that stuff. And that's not what he's saying. And this is where they make the mistake, by trying to play the public like they're dumb. When he says the media is an enemy of the people, it is because the media, a lot of the media, not all of them, are trying to play the public like they're dumb. They're trying to manipulate the public, and the public is seeing through it. See, Donald Trump supporters, they're looking at the stuff that he's doing. They're looking at the fact that he made promises to the American people that he's actually attempting to keep. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, you got to respect the fact that he came in full go and he's going after things in a manner that's making all those other presidents look bad. So when you see the collective and cohesive uh, unit of the media, not saying all of them, but it's obvious to the American people that they're doing everything they can to undermine Donald Trump and his administration. But by doing that, what they're doing is they are hindering, number one, they're dividing the country by throwing out propaganda and suggestions that's making everybody feel on one side protesting because they're just buying into everything that the media says. And then on the other side, they're going, what are y'all talking about? So the country's divided, and the media is a big catapult of that, along with, of course, a lot of the liberal Democrats and, so on and so forth. But nonetheless, when you look at the way the media is throwing out all of these fake stories and suggestions to undermine his legitimacy and also to hinder the progress that in which he's making, it indirectly impacts the American public and our benefit from it. So what's happening is because of their silly games that they're playing and trying to manipulate the minds of the population, trying to paint a negative perception about Donald Trump, trying to throw mud on every executive order that he gives. All of that stuff might be a personal war with the media and him, but it impacts us. It's like a husband and wife who divorces, and the husband is bitter or the wife is bitter, and whoever has the kid, they're going about their life. But unfortunately, because the relationship between the husband and wife has been strained, they're bickering amongst each other, but indirectly it affects the kid. They're not thinking about the kid. So what we're saying is when we watch the media and we see all their efforts to undermine him, to throw every negative thing that they can throw out, and in some cases false stuff, we're saying, okay, so if we were the child in that analogy, then we're getting impacted. We're saying, hey man, let's move forward. This executive order makes sense to the people. That's why they voted him in. Or these policies make a lot of sense to us and we want to see them implemented. Yet the media is fighting against that and trying to undermine it. So indirectly, it's impacting us. It's making us feel like because you're at odds with him, you're using manipulation to try to influence us. And that makes us feel like you're an enemy of us. We're taking it personal just like he's taking it personal because we're seeing how it impacts us. So nobody's saying that the media should not be able to cover the presidency or Donald Trump or none of that. And I don't think he's saying that. What he's simply saying is cover him with facts, with real data, not with biases. The media is supposed to be non-biased, and they try to belittle our intelligence as if that's what they are. I can't admire Fox News because Fox News, most of their anchors are pro-Trump. What they don't do is come out and say, oh, we're completely neutral and we're non-biased. Usually you get it real quick, like, hey, we're a conservative media company, and whoever the anchor is, he'll let you know, I'm a Trump supporter. Even if he is or she is, if Trump does something silly, they will say, well, no, I don't agree with that. But Let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at the balance. Whereas some of these other outlets, and I don't want to throw out a whole bunch of names, but they will act like, oh, no, we're non-biased. Oh, we're here to just support, report regular news and so on and so forth. But everything in their tone, body language, the people they bring on, the stories that they cover, the things that they focus on, let you know off grip. Soon as you watch it for about 5 seconds, you're like, yo, you're not non-biased. You are trying to subliminally suggest that Donald Trump is running a ragtag operation, that he is seedy, he's up to some type of underhanded mischief, he's in it for himself, he has ill motives, he's disorganized, all of this stuff they're trying to throw out there. So that is what he's saying. He said, they're not hurting me. What they're going to end up hurting is you all, the people, because of the silly games that they're playing. Simple interpretation, people. Y'all are buying into it. Like, oh my God, he's launching war on the media and he's saying that the press shouldn't have free. Well, you know what? If the press desire and goal is to undermine the president, not cover, undermine the legitimacy of the presidency, to throw out false news, to mislead the public, then yes, they are an enemy. Even if he was a dictator and it was reversed, if they were only covering all the good stuff about him, then that also would be kind of a tricky thing too. But what we're saying is cover accurate information, not biased information, not some information that has another political agenda behind it. And that's what he's saying. Sometimes you got to break it down like, kindergarten or something, because they can't understand stuff now. I don't understand. What does he mean by this? It's crazy. He's trying to, I'm like, that's why he resonates with people. That's why he won the election. Because he's saying stuff they're going, I understand that. Why don't y'all? I don't understand. Well, why is that so deep? Why is it so, why so mystical? Why got to be some hidden motive behind it or some conspiracy? Said it plain. We understood it. Anyway.